ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Tonight we separate the men from the boys. A division set to begin. The Cowboys host their rivals, the Skins. Get on your feet, time to rock this crowd. It's Monday Night Football. We like it loud. Give them all you got. Listo para football! El Monday Night Party! It's a hard-hitting act, and we're just getting started. So pick a side, join the crowd, and get psyched. Con todos mis amigos a ver el Monday Night.
Temperature in the 80s, and the top is open here at Cowboys Stadium in Arlington. And perhaps over 90,000 on hand as we join the Cowboys, the Redskins, and the National Football League honoring Hispanic Heritage Month. Los Vaqueros de Dallas, great Hispanic following for many years here in the Metroplex and around the state. Mike Shanahan, year 2 as the coach of the Redskins. Of course, the Super Bowl championships with the Denver Broncos, coaching his 263rd regular season game here tonight. And Jason Garrett, the 45-year-old former Cowboy backup quarterback, who actually started a game against the Redskins, brings his Dallas team 1-1 for the opener. Tony Romo coaching up his guys. They get to wait as Rex Grossman gets the field first. Toss won by the Redskins, and they will receive. Dallas is one of the few teams to carry 2 place kickers, but David Beeler is inactive tonight with a groin injury. So rookie Dan Bailey, who kicked the game winner last week, but doesn't have the same leg as Beeler on kickoffs, will do that tonight. And that's dangerous because this guy, Brandon Banks, has the juice to take it all the way home. Off we go from Arlington. See a short kick right there. Banks from the 7. And he's taken down just shy of the 30-yard line. Starter in Super Bowl 42 for the Bears. 3 years backup. Now Rex Grossman back as a starter again, John.
Yeah, and he's playing well, Mike. He's also playing with a chip on his shoulder. He told us he was a free agent for 3 months and nobody even called him. Now I'm the starter of the Washington Redskins. We're 2-0, and he can't wait to go after Dallas tonight. He made that perfectly clear.
Opening drive, just shy of the 30. Tim Hightower slips and falls. Not going anywhere, no gain. Hightower returns to his native area just outside of D.C., traded from Arizona before the season got started. Santana Moss, Jabbar Gaffney, the receivers. Fred Davis playing great at tight end in the first 2 games. Up front is an offensive line coming together. Not a bunch of star guys. The left tackle's the biggest one of the bunch. Number 4 pick last year, Trent Williams, had his hands full with DeMarcus Ware last year when they met. See how he does when they see each other tonight. 2nd and 10. Play action. Grossman with time. And Moss goes up. And it is ruled a catch right around the 46-yard line.
Well, Rex Grossman is very proficient at the play-action passing game. You have to turn your back to the defense, locate the receiver, read the coverage. Nice job by Grossman throwing the receiver Santana Moss away from the coverage, throwing him open. Well done by Grossman.
To have his hand underneath it as he brought it in. Officially a gain of 16. And Hightower comes left. Williams gave him a good block. Hightower's got 5 yards as Mike Jenkins and Sean Lee combined to stop him. Here are the rest of the guys on that Dallas defense. Jay Ratliff up front. been to the last 3 Pro Bowls. The linebackers we mentioned wear 5 years, double-digit sacks. And Sean Lee has replaced Keith Brooking as a starter inside there at linebacker. Terrence Newman's back. That's big for the Cowboys. First game of the year, he injured his groin at the start of camp, so he and Jenkins on the corners. So they're so glad to get the guy who was the 5th overall pick in the 03 draft back on the field. Here comes Hightower to the right near the first down mark, and Alan Ball, one of the many DBs that the Cowboys played, made the tackle.
This Tim Hightower is a perfect fit for this Redskin offense. I call him my AC/DC back. Every run is hard. He finishes. He's had 48 carries coming into the game, which is tops in the NFC. He's never seen the ball as much as he's seen it these first 2 weeks in Washington. Big thing, Mike, he's taking care of the football. He fumbled 10 times as a Cardinal the last 2 years. None so far this year.
3rd and about a half yard. Chris Cooley in the fullback slot. He takes it and gets the first down. So Cooley comes up with a carry. We're talking a guy here who takes a ton of receptions usually. Now Washington's without their normal fullback tonight, Darrell Young. So Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, calls Cooley's number.
Well, Kyle Shanahan and this Redskins offense will stay committed to the run. That is the foundation of what they want to do. Everything else will come off the running game.
How about that for a wrinkle? Game 106 in Chris Cooley's career. It's the first time he's run with the ball. And he got a first down. Over the middle for Cooley this time. To the 25-yard line, a pickup of 17.
That's just beautiful design by the Shanahans. Cooley's playing an H-back position, which means he's like a fullback. He's going to come in here, fake a wham, and then just release right down the seam. But again, it's good play-action mechanics by Rex Grossman. They fool the inside linebacker. There's nobody there. Success on first down. That's been the theme of this drive. Impressive.
How about that block by Hightower helping out DeMarcus Ware, huh?
He was clean. Whew.
Good opening drive, Washington. Play action. Throws that one away. Santana Moss was covered in the middle of the field as Grossman just made the smart choice.
You know, when you play a defense like Rob Ryan of the Cowboys, you got to find a way to calm them down and regulate them a little bit. And I think using multiple tight ends helps do that. You can create balanced formations. You can create strong formations. You can line these tight ends up as receivers on the line as tackles. Clearly, they have regulated Dallas so far early in this game.
Fred Davis, 83, has been very productive in the first 2 games with 11 grabs. Shovel inside for Santana Moss. He slips and falls. Those 3 yards. Kenyon Coleman, who came over from Cleveland, makes the play.
Yeah, and if you want to stop the running game, it's all about penetration. Every once in a while, you get one of those gimmicks and gadgets, they will work. But you'll see all the white jerseys in the backfield. Hard to get anything going when you have Dallas Cowboys in the backfield.
This is an area where Washington struggled last week down this end of the field here.
Yes, and you don't want to be in 3rd and 12. You got to be careful you don't get knocked out of field goal position here.
Cowboys bring 4. Grossman steps up. Incomplete for Davis. Frank Walker, the veteran, the coverage. Field goal attempt coming up.
And that, as you said, was very disappointing with Washington last week on offense. They make a lot of yards. They possess the ball a long time. But 2 out of 7 in the red zone against Arizona. That allowed the Cardinals to hang around. And right now, this is no chip shot, 46-yard field goal for Graham Gano.
Gano had one block from 30 yards last week against Arizona. The man who also knocked in the game winner last week pounds one home. And the Redskins score on their opening drive with a 46-yard field goal from Gano.
ESPN Monday Night Football is brought to you by the Droid Bionic, made from machines to rule all machines, only at Verizon. GMC. Enter the Never Say Never sweepstakes for a chance to win a GMC Sierra Denali at gmc.com/NFL. Bud Light. the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go. And JCPenney, everybody wins.
Some of the shots from around the Metroplex celebrating this Hispanic Heritage Month. The Alegre Ballet Folklorico of Dallas provides the colors and the pictures. The NFL recognizes football Americano around the league throughout the next couple of weeks. Graham Gano will kick it off. Dwayne Harris, the rookie out of East Carolina, back to receive. A long way to run and go get it. And a good directional and deep kick means no return. The ribs of Tony Romo, much discussed. We'll see how he does when you come back. Tony Romo set to lead the Cowboys. First down, it's a handoff with Felix Jones running to the right, gain of 4. To about the 24. Let's take you through the pregame as Romo, with all the conversation about the rib that was fractured in San Francisco last week, came out to warm. You notice it's very bulky underneath. That's some of the Kevlar protection he's wearing. You can see him wincing, and he went in still feeling the pain from the warm-ups, then got the shot, the medication to deal with some of the pain. Coming out for the later set of warm-ups, still showing grimacing and frustration. It is not going to be easy for Romo tonight, as it was after the injury last week. And we'll see how long he can go. Adjusting the play on 2nd and 6. Quick out of his hands. Des Bryant back in the lineup. First down, Bryant can't bring him down. D'Angelo Hall finally does. Great to have him back for Romo. And Jaws, you've played with a fractured rib. You know what Romo's going through here tonight.
Mike, it is very, very difficult to play with a broken rib. It's in the core of your body. Everything you do, you feel the pain. I'm going to watch him all night long to see the cumulative effect of hits and how they affect Tony Romo as this game moves on.
180! What's up?
From the 34, first down run with Jones to the right. And the Redskins are all over it. Gain of just a yard. They're trying to help keep Romo clean here tonight. These guys, Felix Jones, Macy Moore, it's a sharp choice because of Jones's shoulder injury. There's Bryant back off the thigh injury. Kevin Ogletree gets the start for the injured Miles Austin, and of course Jason Witten, the security blanket. Now up front, Jaws mentioned it earlier, a couple of rookies up there. Doug Free over at left tackle, but Tyron Smith's a guy we'll watch. He's only 20 years old. The number 9 overall pick out of USC. And off out of the shotgun, and no place to go for Jones as LaRon Landry comes in to make the stop.
Oh, you're not going to be a good running team when you run this play right into a strong safety blitz. Here's LaRon Landry disguising, coming right off the edge. Hello. Landry has missed the first couple weeks with a bad hamstring. He had the Achilles last year, wrist surgery in the offseason. This is a fine football player that makes the Redskins go inside.
Third down, you're going to see Tashard Choice as the back next to Romo. Seven Redskins line up, 5 come. And Romo throws incomplete for Witten, who was being tackled before the ball got there. And Kevin Barnes going to be called for pass interference.
Mike, I will guarantee you this.
Red Hockley, our referee tonight.
Pass interference, defense, number 22, hook and turn. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul, first down.
In critical situations, Tony Romo will be looking for Jason Witten. That's his go-to guy. When he needs a first down, that's where he looks first.
Takes him out to the 48. Quick count. Romo throws complete to Jones with a lot of space. Felix Jones to the 25. Gain of 27.
There has to be a mistake here of some kind. They're trying to get the ball to Des Bryant on a deep square end, but nobody covers the check down. You have to take a look at the coverage on the strong side underneath. What happened? Kerrigan blitzed, but clearly London Fletcher Green dog. He thought Felix Jones was going to stay in to block. He fooled Fletcher. There was nobody to cover him.
First down run with Tashard Choice for a gain of about 2 yards. His Choice, the fourth-year man out of Georgia Tech, carries there against this Washington defense. Stout up front. Barry Cofield came over from the Giants. They really like him. Stephen Bowens, a former Cowboy, returning to play in Dallas tonight. The rookies we've talked about. Kerrigan, outstanding on one end. Brian Arakpo in his third year. Make the big plays. And London Fletcher's a tackling machine. D'Angelo Hall, the Pro Bowler. And as mentioned, LaRon Landry. First time since the middle of last year that he's playing safety in that Redskin defense. Three receivers right for Romo. Comes back across for Witten. Incomplete as he was followed across the field by London Fletcher. And it's third down. The go-to guy might be targeted again. Witten.
Well, Jason Witten is a quarterback-friendly wide receiver. He reads coverage along with the quarterback. He can find the holes in the defense. He's got a big reception radius. He's got speed and quickness to beat linebackers, safeties, even cornerbacks. I'd love to throw to that guy.
Another chess game. Romo with the dummy count. Sees if Washington moves. Now on 3rd and 8. Fires for Witten. They had 2 Redskins over there covering. And a pass is incomplete. A field goal attempt for Dallas.
Well, the Redskins have read your scouting report, Josh, because every key passing situations, the Redskins know they're looking for Witten. He's going to break to the outside, but there you see coverage help. Excellent job by the Washington Redskins stuffing the Cowboys early down running game and knowing where Romo's going on 3rd down to Witten.
Dan Bailey hit the game winner in overtime against San Francisco from 48 last week. He also missed a chippy, but he knocks a 41-yarder home, and each team with an opening drive field goal. All even at 3. Plazas on the end zones. So folks, a great view there at Cowboys Stadium, and watching these beautiful video boards as well. What'd you think, Tony Romo, first drive, Ron?
You know, I was very impressed. I wanted to watch and see if he had the velocity on the deeper throws, and he had it. And some love to that offensive line of the Cowboys. They protected him.
They're coaching up the rookie DeMarco Murray there. A lot of hands-on coaching Tony's been doing throughout this season. Bailey with the kickoff. This one gets near the goal line. And here comes Brandon Banks. To the 15-yard line, well covered by Dallas. Abram Elam, starting safety, makes the play. So a long field for Rex Grossman and the Redskins, all even at 3. Great to make our 3rd Monday Night Football visit to this 3rd-year building that hosted the Super Bowl last year. All even at 3. Each team an opening drive field goal. Washington's was 46 yards. Dallas is 41. There's a shot 2 for DeMarcus Ware and Rex Grossman and the Redskins. Here comes Tim Hightower to the right, just back to the line of scrimmage. Kenyon Coleman brings him down.
You want to stop the Shanahans? You're going to have to stop plays that start off looking the same, that are different. Watch this weak side run. Number 47, Chris Cooley, is going to cut off Brady James on the backside. Excellent start to the football game. Then in the same series, they run the same play. But Chris Cooley, he's not cutting off Brady James. He's bluffing him and releasing right down the seam. That is sensational execution. Plays that start off looking the same, that are different. That's a Shanahan trait.
2nd and 10, back to Hightower. Cowboy defensive lineman wanted a holding penalty, but Brady James able to bring down Hightower after a gain of 9 off the edge. You talk about the Shanahans with Kyle, the offensive coordinator, and his dad, Mike. you've often talked about when you see these guys script their first 15 plays, it's often the formation of the week or the play of the week. They try to get you thinking you're going to do one thing, and boom, they hit you with the other.
They've done a good job of that for a long time, and then they always do something different in that first 15. Like right now, they're emphasizing 3 tight ends, 1 back and 1 receiver. You don't know where these Shanahan guys come from.
3rd and 1. Dallas brings the heat, and this time they get to Cooley on his 2nd career run. The safety, Abram Elam, got in, tripped him up. Washington 3 and out.
Well, they just come right after the strong side. You're going to see a Mike and a strong safety blitz right at the point of attack, and there's just nothing there. I feel bad for Chris Cooley, Jaws. He's at tight end, being pressed into service as a fullback, and having to run into that look is tough sledding.
Sav Rocca, the former Eagle, with a booming kick. Dwayne Harris comes back to the 18-yard line. Stumbles into the waiting arms of Lorenzo Alexander. Outstanding cover guy on special teams. Brings him down to 25. 58 with 5 seconds of hang time on the kick. Dallas's defense getting the ball back for Romo. It just sounds like big-time football. Redskins, Cowboys, because of the great coaches, Hall of Fame names on the sidelines with players making big plays like Riggo, Art Monk with the key receptions that he's made over the years. And on the Dallas side as well, we have the guys like Roger Staubach and his come-from-behind victories. And the triplets, Emmett, Troy, and Michael. They've led Dallas to the 60 wins in the 100 regular season meetings. Redskin fans will quickly point out teams have met twice in the playoffs. Washington won both NFC championship games in 72 and 82. All tied at 3, second series for Romo and the Cowboys. Tony has not been hit yet tonight. Hits his receiver, Kevin Ogletree, for a gain of 15 at the 41-yard line. We have a whistle and a flag down, backed by the quarterback.
Holding, offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
The left tackle, Doug Free.
Had no chance. Arakpo's off to the races. I mean, he just beats Doug Free right off the snap. And Free continues to struggle. He has no choice but to hold Brian Arakpo, or he would have punished Tony Romo.
Yeah, this is an area where the Dallas Cowboys have had some problems. Young, inexperienced offensive line. And they've gotten lighter up front. You think of the old Cowboy teams, it was big, hulking road grader types. Now they're more athletic up front. Free was not athletic on that play.
Felix Jones the back, play action Romo, Martellus Bennett on the tight end screen. With some of the penalty yardage back out to the 23-yard line. You know, Jaws, you mentioned that. You start thinking Stepnoski, Eric Williams, Larry Allen, Nate Newton, even Flozell Adams, for all his faults. You always knew who the Cowboy offensive linemen were. Not now, not these guys.
Well, you do need the program. You know, you got your #1 pick, Tyron Smith out there as a rookie, Bill Nagy a rookie, and actually Phil Cost in his 2nd year, but this is his 1st year as a starter. So this is a young offensive line that Tony Romo's going to have to grow with.
That was going without a huddle on 2nd and 14.
They're showing a lot of blitz right here.
8 guys up at the line of scrimmage. They're all coming. Ogletree wrapped up, got away from Kerrigan. LaRon Landry caused the fumble, which is recovered by Washington at the 10-yard line. Josh Wilson. It was very close on the sideline as the player was out of bounds and contacting the ball, but he really couldn't get a grab on it.
We tried to tell you in pregame. LaRon Landry can play. He reads out of the blitz, and this is just effort. He runs Ogletree down, strips the ball from behind, and Jim Haslett has been preaching that all summer. We need more turnovers to be an impact defense. What a play by LaRon Landry.
Here's the question, guys. Did Kevin Barnes touch the ball while he was contacting the out-of-bounds stripe after the strip by Landry? They still haven't made a call on the field. Ed Hockley will have an explanation.
Well, the ball was loose. Remember, the Redskins touched the ball while he was out of bounds. Therefore, the ball is out of bounds. It's Dallas's ball at that out-of-bounds spot, 3rd down.
There's no possession changed hands officially. Watch Barnes. Does he touch it while he's out of bounds? That's a question. This is challengeable by Mike Shanahan.
Well, right away, you find out, Mike, They are coming after Tony Romo. That's the second full blitz. That's the second time he's thrown the ball quickly to the outside. And these young receivers have to hang on to the football. Ogletree filling in tonight for Miles Austin, who's injured.
All right, here's another look. We need to see if there's contact with the ball while he's out of bounds. So he touches it there. Then he's off of it. And then he goes out of bounds. And let's see if Washington will decide to challenge. Now, that's the first time they've gotten a look at that angle. And now we get a whistle from the side. Let's see if we have a challenge. It looks like we do. So it looks like Mike Shanahan will challenge this ruling here. Ed Hockley coming over to talk to Shanahan on it. Mike kept looking up at this big, huge 60-yard.
The Redskins are challenging the ruling on the field with the player out of bounds when he touched the ball.
Mike kept looking up at the 60-yard wide video board, but we're in Dallas. They weren't giving up this replay on the big board. Now that they've challenged, they have, and we'll look at it during break. Okay, watching during the timeout, the replay looks. I think it might be Washington ball here. It is very close to Kevin Barnes touching the out-of-bounds stripe and the ball at the same time. Then you also have the left foot of Josh Wilson we're going to watch. So let's look here first at 22 Barnes. Not out of bounds, not out of bounds. Let's go with the ball, then goes out of bounds. Now Josh Wilson's left foot, 26, never touches the white line, comes dangerously close. So with all that, I think there's enough evidence to give the ball to the Redskins. You see, he's off touching the ball before he comes out of bounds, and then Wilson recovers it. See his feet are in, he touches, off the ball, then goes out of bounds. And then Wilson, who comes along after that, 26, stays in bounds barely and falls on it. Turn to the members of the jury here. You guys think Redskin ball?
I think it's Redskin football. The one I looked really closely at was Josh Wilson. Did he touch the sideline? From all the angles we saw, he did not.
And I mentioned Josh Wilson, 26, who did recover, because once you go to replay, Ed Hockley has to look at everything. Here he is.
The Redskins player who touched the ball, number 22, was actually in the air when he touched the ball. He was not in touching the ball when he touched out of bounds. The ball was then recovered by Redskins number 26 successfully. It is Washington's ball at the 10-yard line, first and goal. Reset the clock to 1:57. 1:57 on the clock.
And the Redskins will gain a third challenge if they get their second one right. So Washington's going to get the ball in the red zone on the turnover. And LaRon Landry's presence on the defense felt right away for Washington.
And right here is where the Redskins love to sting you with play-action pass. Early downs in the red zone.
But John, as you said, especially in the Arizona game, they struggled in the red zone. Grossman looked a bit indecisive. See what they do on first and goal. Ball touching the 10. Hightower slips it a second time tonight and gets to the 7. Gain of 3.
Yeah, as you watch that play develop, that stretch run, famous by the Washington Redskins now, like it was with the Denver Broncos and, of course, Kyle Shanahan in Houston. It looked like the line of scrimmage was established, but Hightower just lost his footing.
This conversation's still going on with the blockers on the play and the Cowboys.
Cowboys just substituted 3 more defenders. Rob Ryan mixes his personnel on defense more than any coach I've seen in the NFL. Look for anything from his Cowboy defense in close red zone situations.
And while all that back and forth is going on between Redskin and Cowboy players, the play clock resets at 40 and just keeps rolling. So Mike Shanahan burns a timeout with $1:12 to go. Back here in Arlington, all even at 3, but the Redskins with a great opportunity, second and goal at the 7. And another run down here in Hightower. And he loses 2 that time as Sean Lee the second-year man out of Penn State. Now the starter for Dallas at linebacker.
And Sean Lee has been very, very active as a linebacker. He leads the National Football League through 2 weeks with 28 tackles. He is a tackling machine for the Dallas Cowboys. Outstanding anticipation and run-through by Sean Lee to make that play. And one thing you watch this Dallas Cowboy defense, they have no tendencies.
3rd and goal. Out of the gun with a 4-man rush. Here's Rex. Over the top, nearly intercepted by Lee. Blanketing Hightower.
You know, Rex Grossman had 5 balls batted down last week against Arizona. That time, Jay Ratliff got penetration right up the middle. I'm not so sure Rex Grossman saw very much on that particular throw. He's lucky it wasn't intercepted.
John, if you don't see the throw down in that area, we both know you could be chasing a defensive back trying to make a tackle. An ill-advised throw by Grossman.
To the second-year man out of Florida State, Graham Gano, from 27. So field goals of 46 and 27 for Gano. And that big mistake by the Cowboys, a turnover putting Washington in the red zone. 1st and goal at the 10. Ogletree very happy to thank the defense for only allowing 3 points instead of 7. Tony Romo gets a 3rd drive, and dealing with the rib injury and the punctured lung from last week, so far pass protection's been okay.
Yeah, it's been very good. And if you're an offensive lineman, you know your quarterback's wounded. Nice zone blocking in there, shoulder to shoulder, allowing Romo to check this down. Again, see an outstanding job by John Phillips pushing the rush to the outside. And you want to calm down those blitzes, go to these quick screens, go to the bubble screen, use the screen game. But so far, with 21 seconds left here in the 1st quarter, the Cowboys' offensive line has been very solid, giving Romo time to step up and throw in the pocket, except for one holding call on Doug Free.
Big holding call because it put him way behind in the down and distance. And that had a lot to do with the turnover.
Sure.
You know, when you're 3rd down and 15, 2nd and 18 against Jim Haslett and the Redskins, forget about it. They have to do a better job protecting the passer. They had a couple good snaps, but already a holding call on left tackle Doug Free. He's got to play better. He has really struggled for a guy I think they're counting on and expecting a lot more from.
You see Haslett, former linebacker in his own right, the 2nd-round pick of the Bills, and got that meanness and toughness about him as well, and great defensive scheme as well. Struggled last year, but very good this year. Gano, another directional kick and another beauty. No return. They'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, needing time is important, 1 for Romo's health, and 2 for the way they like to throw it. Consider this. In an era of very short passes, yards per pass attempt, Tony Romo career is 4th. With all guys who are in black and white photos and legends, Otto Graham and Sid Luckman and Norm Van Brocklin. Romo 8.1, which is really odd to see in this time of bubble screens that John loves so much and all the short passes we see to the NFL. First down, Felix Jones. It's tripped up as he tried to cut back. His gain only a couple of yards as the quarter comes to an end.
Cowboys have to find a running game. They just have to find some kind of running game. Right now, 5 carries for 9 yards, and that's been about their average for the 2011 season.
They have no double-digit yard runs in 9 quarters of football plus an overtime. End of 1 in Dallas. 6-3 Skippers. Back in Arlington at Cowboys Stadium, 2nd quarter, Redskins, the undefeated Redskins, leading the 1-1 Cowboys 6-3. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Ron Jaworski, Ed Werder with us on the sideline here tonight. Tashard Choice in for Felix Jones. Look out, Romo steps up and throws, nearly intercepted by Josh Wilson, who was covering Jason Witten, and Romo did finally take a hit and scrapes himself off the turf.
Well, Brian Arakpo came screaming around the corner. Romo steps up, and London Fletcher comes right up the middle and hits Romo hard.
Well, the Cowboys are asking their backup tight end John Phillips to handle Arakpo in pass protection. That's not a good matchup for the Dallas Cowboys.
They've done a nice job, as you see here on Witten so far, and this is the down where Romo usually targets Witten. Third down. Timeout is taken by the Cowboys. 6 seconds into the second quarter. Redskins up first.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by FIFA Soccer 12, in stores September 27th. EA Sports, it's in the game. Lexus, it's time to engineer amazing. AT&T, get it faster with 4G. Rethink possible. And NFLShop.com. Find the perfect gift for everyone at the official store of the NFL.
Out of the Dallas timeout. Back in Arlington for 3rd and 8. The Redskins showing pressure again. Like sprinters waiting for the gun to go off. 5 of them come. Witten the short catch, not going anywhere. Rocky McIntosh brings him down, a gain of a yard. It's 4th down.
Well, that time Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator, he's driving quarterbacks crazy with his 3rd down defense. He shows all-out blitz. It's all-out blitz. The quarterback audibles to a quick pass. They throw it in the flat on 3rd and 10, and the Redskins storm out of there and play zone and make the tackle and jog off laughing at you, Jaws. The Redskins are #1 in the NFL on 3rd down defense.
Time for a Matt McBriar punt. One of the biggest legs in the league. 63 yards. Brandon Banks from the 13. Well covered by Dallas. Joe DiCamellis, the special teams coach. Alan Ball makes the tackle. Back at the 18-yard line. Well, before we went to break and Dallas called timeout, we showed you Romo getting hit for the first time straight on. Watch the shot from London Fletcher. He kind of puts his hands up to give up. Then watch Tony after he took the hit. And the grimace on his face, again, Jaws told you he played with a fractured rib. You're going to feel everything, every shot you take throughout the night. Shot for pain or not.
Yeah, and it's shots like that the Redskins going to try to put on Romo. Even, you know, the nice clean shots, but you hit him to the ground. Someone's going to pick him up. Just going to move that rib a little bit. The cumulative effect of all those shots we want to watch in the 4th quarter, how they will affect Tony Romo.
Redskins bring the rookie Roy Halou out of Nebraska. Had a good game last week in the backfield and in motion. As Grossman comes down the middle, intercepted by Sean Lee. Lee, who had an interception against the Jets in week 1, has one against Washington in week 3, and the Cowboys are in business in the red zone.
That's just a terrible decision there by Rex Grossman. Given the kind of football game you're in, you empty out the backfield. It's a double zone, and you're going to try to look for Fred Davis right down the seam, and Sean Lee just reads his eyes, runs right underneath this pattern, intercepts a football. When you're late down the middle, not many good things are going to happen.
Well, Sean Lee was outstanding. He read the eyes of Grossman. Grossman tried to move him with a pump to the right, but Sean Lee didn't buy it. That's his 2nd interception of the year. He is having one heck of a season.
Maybe a chance to take a shot with Des Bryant here for the Cowboys. Taking over the 18. Romo will run with Felix Jones up the middle. Good run by Jones to the 11-yard line. The Dallas Cowboys have not had a run over 8 yards all year, and they are desperately trying to find a running game to help out Tony Romo here tonight, and the head coach calls the plays.
Yeah, and the offensive line coach is Hudson Houck. He's been here since the glory years. That time they blocked the nose tackle with Martellus Bennett. Good positive run.
2nd and 3. Felix could have cut back with a lot of open space. Very close to a 1st down.
Mike, you're up here, and you can see that cutback lane. As a running back, lateral agility and good vision is critical. It looked like Felix Jones ran to be tackled. There was a nice cutback lane there. As a running back at this level, you've got to see that, plant that foot, and cut it back for the big play.
Short yardage situations. They love to hand the ball to their fullback. This is a Syracuse Orange product. Look for number 24 on a reverse pivot from Romo.
Tony Fiametta in his 3rd year takes it on cue job, but he is stopped. Redskins with penetration. Fiametta went nowhere. as the linebackers Fletcher and McIntosh tackle him, and it's 4th down.
Well, if you don't get any movement out of your offensive line, you can't even pick up inches. The Washington Redskins defensive front, outstanding right there. You see Arakpo get to the inside of his block. He seals it off, and here comes a little help from all his friends. No movement by the Cowboys offensive line.
So Dan Bailey, good from 41, gets a shot from 27. Push up the middle from Washington, but the field goal is good. So both teams have had red zone turnovers, and the other team has only been able to get a field goal out of it. 6-6. Be in Tampa Bay next Monday night. The nation get a look at Josh Freeman. Very good quarterback, 10-win season last year. Taking on Indianapolis and Reggie Wayne. Colts showed a lot of life against the Steelers and the ability to run the ball. And we'll see who the starter is. No word on Kerry Collins or Curtis Painter. Next Monday night from Tampa Bay. Good deep kick that time by Dan Bailey, and it'll be a touchback. The Redskins take over at the 20.
Yeah, Rex has to be very careful where he's throwing the football. You know, sometimes you come out to hum, you predetermine where you want to throw the football. He knows he's got covered too, but you have to read the linebacker here, Sean Lee. Once he gets that kind of depth, you cannot force the football in there. And the throw is too flat. If you're going to try to throw it in there, throw it over the top of him. Bad decision, bad throw by Rex Grossman.
Play action, 1st down. Rex right back to the air, and in stride his former Florida teammate Jabbar Gaffney at the 36-yard line. 1st down gain of 16.
Yeah, you can get into all that good Rex, bad Rex talk, but I think this guy's mentally tough. That takes a lot of amnesia to throw a terrible interception, come right back with a great play action throw to Gaffney over the middle. Grossman did it last week. He struggled in the first half against Arizona, was magnificent down the stretch.
The rookie Roy Halou is the back. Play action to him. Grossman hanging in there. Over the middle, Santana Moss was well covered. Pass incomplete. Cowboy injury update on the defensive side. Here's Ed Werder.
Mike, starting defensive end Jason Hatcher has a calf strain, out for the rest of the game. Marcus Spears will replace him. He's a former 1st-round draft pick of Bill Parcells.
Yeah, thank you. Hatcher was a 3rd-round pick the very next year in 06. He was really disappointed on the sideline there. He started the first couple of games and had a couple of sacks against the 49ers last week.
And Rob Ryan loves that guy.
2nd and 10. Here is Halou. A gain of 2 for Roy Halou, just under 6 feet. And Tim Hightower was telling me on the field before the game that this guy is such a sponge. In only 4 years in the league, Hightower says, I've never seen a rookie come in and constantly be asking questions and absorbing everything the coaches take and then take it right to the field. And Halou showed that last week when he ran 10 times for 74 yards.
Let's see what he knows right here. 3rd and 8 against the Dallas Cowboys. There's going to be somebody blitzing. Watch the youngster out of Nebraska find his pickup.
Dallas brings 4. Grossman comes back to the other side to Gaffney, covered by Mike Jenkins. Rex looking for a flag. There's none coming. And Rob Ryan's team with one 1st down and a punt.
That's good coverage by Mike Jenkins, who's had a lot of injuries early this season. Watch Gaffney push up the field and come right underneath. And that's an excellent job breaking on the ball by Mike Jenkins, who was a Pro Bowler 2 years ago. Nice play.
Savraka kicked it almost to the scoreboard. It was as high as the scoreboard, just off to the left of it, and fielded at the 15-yard line. A 46-yard kick by Rocca. Our aerial coverage from Cowboys Stadium tonight is brought to you by DirecTV. 4:15 gone by in the 2nd quarter. Each team a couple of field goals.
Got to get this ball to Des Bryant sooner or later.
From the 15, Romo goes the middle, trying to come back to Ogletree, and that's broken up by Josh Wilson. Time for a Sports Center right now with Trey Wingo.
All right, Michael, thank you. There is some good news in Philadelphia. Michael Vick's right non-throwing hand isn't broken. It's bruised. X-rays taken during the game show he may have a fracture. It's uncertain if Vick, who throws lefty, will play when the Eagles host the Niners next Sunday. By the way, in the American League, the O's lead the Sox 6-2 in the 7th. Yankees down to the Rays in the 7th. If these two scores hold, we'll have a tie in the wild card with 2 games to play. Back to our Anthony.
And the Red Sox will be on ESPN Wednesday night against Baltimore. Trey Romo looking to draw the flag on Washington. Doesn't look happy with the call.
Illegal snap, offense. The center double clutched the ball. 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
Phil Costa tried to catch Washington. They caught him.
Well, Phil Costa had a bad snap at the end of the Jets game. He got hurt against the 49ers. A lot of inexperience on this offensive line, and it's costing the Dallas Cowboys. They've fallen way behind in the down and distance for the second time, backed up deep in their territory.
And there's a wily old veteran on his nose, Barry Cofield. I'm sure there's some noise coming out of his mouth.
O.J. Otagwe, the safety, number 20, peeking his head in. 2nd and 15. Jones with the block. Witten with the catch on the opposite side. And Jason can only get to the 15-yard line. So another 3rd and long coming up. And the Washington defense has been outstanding on 3rd down coming into the game. Jim Haslett's crew only allowed 4 conversions out of the 19 tries, and they've continued that tonight.
He can run the same blitz from 4 different packages. I mean, he'll tell 3 guys on the sideline, we're going to run the same blitz we did the last play, but you 3 guys are coming and you 3 guys are dropping. A lot of good stuff.
So rookie Ryan Kerrigan, 91, bottom of your screen on that Washington defensive front. And Arakpo on the other side. Safety blitz. Romo goes behind it. What a hit on the intended receiver, LaRon Robinson. And it's incomplete, and that is LaRon Landry.
Yeah, that's vintage Jim Haslett and LaRon Landry working together. This guy is a Troy Polamalu clone. Watch him rotate over the top and just splatter Laurent Robinson on the sidelines. He read it all the way. Great disguise, and that's 4'4", 230 pounds, making a great impact play. That's 3 of them tonight for Landry.
That hurt me up here.
They've been waiting to get him back in the lineup. What an impact he had there. McBriar the punt. 56 yards. Brandon Banks slips and falls from 29, gets back up, and gets down the sideline just shy of the 40-yard line. Barry Church made the tackle. Well, we're talking about Mike Shanahan's son Kyle calling the offensive plays, and we have the son of Buddy Ryan, Rob Ryan, on the other side for Dallas, calling the defense for the Cowboys. Very interesting guy. He was with Cleveland the last couple of years, with Oakland before that. Teams that didn't win a lot of games, yet still people were talking about Rob Ryan, how good a defensive coordinator he is.
Yeah, because he had great success against Drew Brees and Tom Brady. So when you can slow those guys down, you ought to be on everyone's radar. Unfortunately, the Browns, there weren't enough of those.
First down for Grossman from the 39. That's the first down toss to Chris Cooley. Fighting for first down yardage. He'll get to the 46, gain of 7. 3rd catch for Cooley.
I like the way that Kyle Shanahan is still dialing up these pass plays. They're struggling to run the football. When you look at Grossman, he's struggling with a few of his throws. But the best way to attack a defense is on first down. You're going to get known coverages, known fronts. Quarterback can almost figure it out at the pre-snap where he's going to go with the football. Good job by Shanahan with his play calling.
Halou running to the left. There he is in space. He slips and falls as well. So we've seen several players struggle with the footing here tonight. First down for Halou to the 46-yard line.
That's just a nice job by the Redskins, capturing the corner on a nice outside stretch play to the left. Watch Trent Davis, watch Trent Williams hook the corner. It must be slippery down there because normally Halou sticks that left foot in the ground and he's off to the races. Well blocked play by the Washington Redskins. Their trademark stretch.
First and 10 in Cowboy territory. Here comes DeMarcus Ware. He goes down as Grossman finds Fred Davis. The tight end is having a big early part of the season.
Well, DeMarcus Ware has said he hasn't been chipped, hasn't been double teamed. Here he is working one-on-one with Trent Williams. Williams washes him to the inside. Rex does a nice job sliding in the pocket. And Fred Davis just made his 7th catch of the year already of over 20 yards. I don't think Abram Elam wants to be playing a lot of man-to-man against Fred Davis.
I like that move by Rex Grossman. He felt the pressure up the middle. Ware went down, washed to the inside. He just moves subtly to the outside, buys a little time, and lets Davis open up.
Injured Cowboy on the field. Mike Jenkins on one knee. Timeout. Mike Jenkins heading back to the locker room through the restaurant bar on the side there. Remember the left shoulder problems he had throughout the opener against the Jets. He reached for that shoulder without contact, went to a knee, and is off to the locker room now. Here's Helu with the first down carry for a couple of yards to the 21-yard line. Terrence Newman over there to finish it off.
I think that really hurts Dallas. They put Alan Ball in at right corner. Remember, Alan Ball started 16 games for Dallas last year at free safety. He's not a pure corner. Don't be surprised if the Redskins don't test Mr. Ball on their left side.
Two tight ends with Cooley and Davis on 2nd and 8. Grossman, 3-man rush. Helu holds on, eludes one tackle, and a nice play by DeMarcus Ware, who was dropping in coverage at the 17.
Once again, Rex Grossman, time to throw the football because his left tackle, Trent Williams, is doing a really good job on DeMarcus Ware, and he's not getting any help. He's got him one-on-one, and he's handling DeMarcus Ware. This doesn't happen all too often where teams don't slide or chip or do all those things to occupy DeMarcus Ware. Get a little chippy out there, too. DeMarcus doesn't like to be blocked.
That was his first tackle on the play to Helu as he dropped in coverage. 3rd and 5. Ware spinning inside. Hits Grossman, whose pass is incomplete as he tried to get Terrence Austin out of UCLA. Well, Ware put the pressure on that time.
Yeah, right on cue. Just I'm talking about DeMarcus Ware not getting pressure. You'll see him right here from the outside. Gets a good inside spin move on Trent Williams and gets a late hit on Rex Grossman.
Once again, the Redskins' red zone offense struggles. DeMarcus Ware had a lot to do with that. They did target Ball right there. Pressure.
Good from 46 and 27. This is 36. And snap. Couldn't get a handle of it. Rocca lost it. And the Cowboys have it at the 30-yard line. Gerald Sensabaugh ends up getting in there at the end, but the snap and the handle of it by Rocca not clean.
Yeah, Mike Shanahan told us he's had a lot of problems with his field goal protection. Now it's the snap.
It's the hold. Snap was good.
There's nothing wrong with that snap. There's no question. Rocca's got to put that ball down. You know, I held in the NFL for the place kicker for 15 years. That operation has got to be smooth. No one would ever know I was a holder until I drop one of those. And by the way, I never did. But you've got, this operation has to be clean. Catch, put it down, 1.25 seconds, the ball out. That was not very good.
And then on the back end of that, the kicker Gano got his foot tripped over, and he is over being looked at the bench.
Well, Sean Lee unloaded on somebody right up the middle with pressure. Let's see if the Cowboys can get something going on offense.
Felix Jones is the back. Romo to throw. Good gain for the fullback Fiametta for a first down at the 47-yard line.
Romo's trying to be aggressive. They're dialing up some down the field throws. That time the Redskins spun into a double zone. Romo checked it down to Fiametta in the flat. Good decision by Romo. Good run after the catch. This is shot time for the Cowboys. They love to take shots right here around midfield.
They do not have Dez Bryant on the field. They are looking at Dez on the sideline as well. This is LaRon Robinson. Got past one would-be tackler, D'Angelo Hall, and takes it to the 32-yard line. So Robinson laid out on the sideline by Landry a moment ago, comes back for a gain of 22.
Tony Romo very aware of the line of scrimmage. He saw D'Angelo Hall playing off. You see right there, he's got a running play call, a little draw on the inside, but he saw the cushion, just stood up and fired the ball out. Nice first down, nice read by Tony Romo.
Right back, bottom of the screen. Here comes Jones. 27. He's playing with his shoulder in a harness because of his injury. Ed, you have more Cowboy injury news.
Yeah, Mike, they took cornerback Mike Jenkins into the locker room. He's re-injured the shoulder injury that he suffered week 1 against the Jets. There were 3 players on the Cowboys roster this week who couldn't sleep in. They had to sleep in chairs. It's painful with 2 lying down. Anthony Spencer, Tony Romo, and Jenkins. He's being reevaluated.
Romo said Friday was a big night. He's able to sleep reclining. Just in a chair. Landry coming in at him. Pass to Jones. Felix right at the first down line at the 21. Best looking drive of the night for Dallas.
Here comes overload pressure that time from the Redskins. That time they bring Kerrigan and LaRon Landry right off the strong side. Watch it. Romo sees it. Gets right to his hot receiver. Romo might have bad ribs, but there's nothing wrong with this guy above the neck. He's seeing everything. He's making good decisions. Very sharp heads-up play by Tony Romo.
Well, I like this pass distribution. Good, smart quarterback. Utilize all your weapons that are at your disposal. It really forces the defense to stay balanced.
Now, they told us they thought LaRon Landry was going to play 30 plays in this game. I got a feeling he's not coming off the field at any point. Let's see if they can cash in the red zone.
I wouldn't want to be the person to have to tell him he's coming off the field.
The rookie out of Oklahoma, 3rd round pick, DeMarco Murray, the back. And here comes Murray to the right. And a seal from Martellus Bennett, the tight end, to the 15. Gain of 6.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas doesn't look to their rookie, DeMarco Murray. Clearly, Felix Jones has struggled. Remember, he's got a shoulder problem. Looked a little tentative early in this football game, but a nice burst to the outside by Murray keeps Dallas in perfect play selection. They love these hard play action passes in the red zone.
And a big target, Martellus Bennett, 6'6", 275. Watch him.
Movement up front. It was the right
False
guard.
start,
Closing.
offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty, it's 2nd down.
Well, they had the hard play action pass dialed right there. But, you know, Kyle Kozer played left guard last year. They moved him over to right guard for one reason. Help the rookie Tyron Smith. And that's the last thing they needed from a veteran player was a false start. They had the right play called at the right time.
Smith, number 77 on that right side. Doesn't turn 21 until December 12th. Youngest player in the NFL. Unbalanced line to the right for Dallas. One extra lineman over on that side. Romo throws it over to the left side. Des Bryant. Ogletree couldn't get a block, and London Fletcher erases it.
How old is London Fletcher, Mike? London Fletcher.
Wow.
You talk about sideline pursuit. Watch this man right here. Read the quick screen. It's going to be a blitz off your left side. He flashes like a bolt of lightning and says, "Good night, Des Bryant." He's done it forever. The heart and soul of the Washington Redskins. Back-to-back Pro Bowls. He shows no signs of slowing down.
He's only 36, John.
Unbelievable.
Youthful 36. 14
Amazing.
years in the league. Finally got to the Pro Bowl last couple of seasons. Dallas hasn't converted their 4 third-down tries tonight. A shotgun run with Murray. They're 0 for 5, or rather choice. They're 0 for 5 on 3rd down as Rocky McIntosh stopped them, and the fans are displeased.
When you look at who the Cowboys had out there in that 3 receivers set, at flanker they had Jesse Holley. In the slot, I saw Ken Ogletree, and over there playing split end was Laurent Robinson. Now, Robinson was just re-signed. Jolly, wasn't he on a Michael Irvin's variety show?
Yes, he was.
Jesse Holley won the reality show to get a spot on the Cowboy roster a couple of years ago and made the big play in the overtime win over San Francisco last week.
And when you get in the red zone, as you well know, Ron, your passing, your route running has to be exact, pinpoint. There can be no error. And when you're throwing to guys that are inexperienced, that are special teams player or just got here, sometimes a conservative tackle trap like that play right there is the best call in a tight game like this.
And to that point, they had no time with Romo in practice. Tony only practiced on Saturday this week. Bailey from 32. So he's made a 41, a 27, and that 32. So Washington's mistake on the field goal, the bad hold by Baraka, leads to the field goal by the Cowboys to put Dallas on top 9-6. Well, the Cowboys and the Redskins, another tight game. What else is new? These two franchises, flagship franchises really in the league, among the top 5 most valuable in all of sport. And that quarter century from 70 to 95, they combined for 13 Super Bowl appearances and 8 victories. But since 1996, neither has been to the NFC Championship game. The Cowboys have won 2 playoff games. The Redskins have only been in the playoffs 3 times. Two of the most out-front owners in the National Football League, and Jerry Jones and Dan Snyder. They put their money out there, their reputations out there. They try to find every way to gain success with their teams. But guys, I sense with both teams, we're talking about the Redskin new faces on defense and the young offensive line with Dallas. They're never in rebuilding molds, but this is definitely retooling time on both sides of this field.
You know, in these markets, you can't be in a rebuilding mode, Mike. The fans of these teams expect them to win. You know, these are huge markets. These are marquee teams. The fans come here and fill this beautiful stadium. They want to see the Cowboys win. They don't want to hear we're going to win 2-3 years down the road. They want to win right now.
When you pay as much money as these fans pay for both season tickets, Redskins and Cowboys, they don't want rebuilding. Brandon Banks had it, lost it, and it will become a touchback, and Washington ball at the 20.
Redskins have 1 timeout left and the 2-minute clock stoppage. They've spent a lot of this first half with 3 tight ends and 1 wide receiver on the field, obviously trying to get help on DeMarcus Ware and regulate Rob Ryan's defense. Be interesting to see if Mike Shanahan opens it up and attacks in a 2-minute here.
Banks got lucky there. The ball didn't just take a hop on the other side of the pylon. They'd have it for 1. Hightower's the back. There he is on the screen. Chased by Lee. Runs over Sensabaugh, the safety. 14 first down yards as Mike Jenkins, the corner, is back in the lineup for Dallas.
Well, that's a nice, safe play, a nice way to start a drive, a positive play. Grossman did a nice job of setting that screen up and picking up the first down.
They rushed to try to get a playoff before the 2-minute warning, but will not. So we'll hit the 2-minute warning in a battle of field goals. 3 of them for Dallas and 2 of them for Washington. I mentioned Hispanic Heritage Month. There are so many Cowboy fans in Mexico City especially, and they are watching in a theater tonight in Mexico City. This often happens, especially for Monday night games, as they gather to watch the Cowboys. Remember, Dallas played preseason games back in the mid-90s. Over 100,000 on hand in Mexico City for those. At the 2-minute warning with 1 timeout, a shotgun run with Hightower, and the former Cardinal takes it to the 39-yard line.
Right now, Dallas is in a dime defense, meaning they have 6 defensive backs, just 1 linebacker. Sean Lee getting the call from Rob Ryan, and he's lining up these Cowboys. They like to be multiple in this situation.
2nd and 5, they bring pressure. Grossman gets rid of it to Jabbar Gaffney. Could not get to the sideline, but still crawls forward across midfield. Well, they're going to mark him shy of midfield, apparently. But still a first down.
Mike, that's only the 4th time the Dallas Cowboys have brought pressure on Rex Grossman in his 16 dropbacks. So they are playing a coverage-based scheme. Normally they blitz the quarterback about 40% of the time.
From midfield, Hightower going to run here, and he's got to burn that timeout perhaps. Let's see. Loss of 3, and Shanahan will take the timeout with 1 minute left in this 2nd quarter. Second and long coming up. And then Chris Berman coming up with Adam Schefter, Chris Mortensen, Toyota halftime show. The fastest three, the undefeated Buffalo Bills. Talk about that. Latest on the injury update with Michael Vick. And the wild card story, both the American and National League. One game difference with 3 to go. See how the Red Sox and the Rays and the Braves and the Cardinals doing on the Toyota halftime show. Of course, playoffs on the mind here in Arlington, right next door where the Rangers play. The defending AL champs have won the AL West and will start their playoff action Friday or Saturday. 2nd and 13. Grossman flushed, chased, and out of bounds after a gain of a couple. All the way to the bench, Anthony Spencer takes him.
You know, this Rob Ryan, he sneaks Keith Brooking into the game. He's got packages for everybody. That time Brooking and Lee both blitz. But watch number 93. How would you like to have this guy chasing you?
I wouldn't.
I'd get the heck out of bounds too, just in time. Nice effort by Spencer, a guy they want to really see pick it up this year as a Dallas Cowboy. I don't think he's lived up to his expectations yet.
First round pick in 2007. Only 17 sacks in his 4 seasons. 3rd and 7. Grossman to Moss. Out of bounds. First down, Santana at the 33.
Big time throw by Rex Grossman. This is a guy that he has a great feeling for. This is a disciplined route runner. You'll see the route to the right of the screen. Grossman nice and solid in the pocket. He sees he's got the man coverage and puts this ball accurately right on the sideline where only Moss could make the grab. Well executed.
Cowboys don't have a lot of pure coverage people. Said earlier, Alan Ball is a free safety doing the best he can in here, playing man coverage on some of these wideouts.
Remember, the Redskins are without a timeout. On first down, Grossman, middle of the field. Jabbar Gaffney to get on the ball quick here at the 26-yard line. Making personnel changes as Niles Paul, the rookie 5th rounder out of Nebraska, checks in, and valuable time wasting here. Number 27, Grossman, sacked. Victor Butler, another converted college defensive end. Remember, the clock runs here. No timeouts. If they kill it, they can get a 49-yard field goal attempt.
Better hurry up.
Yep.
Much too casual.
Grossman gets under center and will kill it. And he took a shot there from Butler, slow to get up. 4 seconds remaining, and they'll have a chance for a field goal to tie it.
Well, if you look out there on that field for Dallas in those last couple plays, you don't know who some of those Cowboys are. Josh Brent snuck into the game as a nose tackle. You see Butler just coming from Rex's right side. Big sack to make this a 50-yard field goal. Redskins have had trouble protecting their kicks. Cowboys are going to try to come right off their right side and block this.
The end of the half, Rocca handled that snap with no problem that time. And nailed from 50 yards by Gano as the half comes to an end. Intense, no touchdowns, good red zone D, 3 field goals apiece. At the break, it's 9-9. Dallas gets it when the third starts. Chris Berman gets it now. Toyota halftime show.
The rivalry was reignited on Monday Night Football. Washington's defense was a wall of pain. America's team battled back. The Washington Redskins versus the Dallas Cowboys. The rivalry rages on Monday Night Football.
And on a night of 3s, it's week 3. It's the start of quarter 3, and each team has 3 field goals. All even 9-9 on Monday Night Football. Cowboys get it to start the third. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Ron Jaworski here at Cowboys Stadium. Ed Werder down on the sideline. So both teams have not done it in the red zone. Let's look ahead. Where can they find touchdowns? Where can they find success? Why don't you take the Redskins with the ball?
Mike, really for the Redskins, the body blows, that's their throwing around. It's like a heavyweight fight. Body blows, try to wear the defense down. But I think eventually Rex Grossman's going to have to take a shot, go for that knockout. That could win the game.
When Dallas has the ball?
Where's their running game? They still have not found any kind of a running game. First half, 10 carries, just 30 yards. and they're 0 for 5 on third down. Too many long-distance third-down situations. Dallas has to do better on first down. I think it'll help them on third down.
To John's point on the running game, this is unbelievable. This is 10 quarters now, and the longest run for the Cowboys is 8 yards. Their long run tonight is 7. Now, I know the offensive line is young, but an 8-yard run is your max in 10 quarters of football. It's astonishing. That's the case for Dallas right now. That is Dwayne Harris. He's back deep to receive the kickoff of Graham Gano. Second half underway. And like half the kickoffs in the league through 3 weeks, a touchback. Here's Ed Werder.
Mike, I talked to Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett as he went to the locker room at halftime. He told me that his play calling is not at all being limited by Romo's ability to throw the football with that fractured rib. He feels the offensive line's done an outstanding job of protecting the quarterback, noting he's only been hit twice. He said we just got to keep banging away at him.
All right, Ed, thank you. Romo might be able to go, but the other guys have to come along with him here to this point. It's been quiet for Des Bryant, who's been on and off the field a couple of times. First down, deep drop for Romo. He had the ball hit, and he lost it. Able to get it back, and he goes down as Adam Carricker chases him down.
It might have been Ryan Kerrigan, the rookie out of Purdue. Watch him, number 91. Phillips is blocking him. He just stays after you and swats the ball. What they like about Kerrigan the most is they tell him to do something one time. Hey, go out there, power rush, and strip the ball away from the quarterback. Keep it simple and do it full speed. That's what Kerrigan does.
He already has a sack, an interception, and a touchdown in his first 2 NFL games. And there's stripped Romo, who recovered the fumble. It's a 4-man rush. Here's Felix Jones out of the backfield to the 21-yard line. Reed Doughty and McIntosh for Fletcher.
You know, for Tony Romo in that first half, it was about self-preservation, protect himself. Here you see the pressure coming from the Redskins. He's going to get rid of the football and protect himself. You do not want to expose those ribs. Right there is the target for the Washington Redskins. Romo throws the ball and then protects himself.
Just tuning in, you heard all week Romo had the rib injury and the puncture of his lung, which healed on its own during the week. Wearing the protective flak jacket made of Kevlar. Took a pain-killing injection before the game. Choice to back on 3rd and 9. And Romo throws caught for the first down by Des Bryant in front of D'Angelo Hall at the 42-yard line.
All starts with blitz pickup. Tony Romo uses his dummy snap count, smells out this Redskin blitz coming from the right side, and the backs pick it up, and it allows Bryant to win on the outside. But just an excellent job by the line sliding. I thought one of those backs came over and picked it up, but Tony slid the line right into that blitz. Excellent job by the veteran quarterback.
First 3rd down pickup of the game for the Cowboys. LaRon Landry not on the field to start this drive in the 3rd quarter. Just came out of the locker room. Romo throws that away. Now, he had a receiver over in that direction. The ball didn't make the line of scrimmage. Ed Hockley coming over just to get the ball. No talk of an intentional grounding there, so it's 2nd down.
Yeah, this is an area where the Cowboys like to attack. They did on that first down. They tried to get Witten deep down the field, but the Redskins also aware this is that go zone for the Dallas Cowboys. They covered deep, allowed the pressure to get to Romo. He had to throw it away.
180.
Romo showed the pass, then runs the draw with Jones, who gets out to the 47-yard line. A gain of 5. We're going to have 3rd and 5 coming up. Well, how odd was it, guys, to have 9-9 at the half and each team have 3 field goals? In the history of the NFL, it's only happened once before. The Chiefs and the Bills. John Leopold, who was the kicker for the Bills at that time, and Jan Stenerud were the 2 kickers in that game. And tonight, Graham Gano and the rookie Dan Bailey joined him. So the only other time in NFL history, 9-9 at the half, with each team converting 3 field goals.
I'm sure I'll remember that in 20 years, Mike.
It's very bizarre first half. LaRon Landry back on the field, 3rd and 4. Romo got rid of it quick for Witten right at the first down mark. Kevin Barnes covering, but forward progress will move the chains. First down.
That's just a great job by Jason Witten. He knew exactly where that stake was. He drives off the ball, backs the defender off him, and secures the first down. He knows exactly where to get to. What I love about Witten is when they need him the most, he plays his best. And he can catch the ball and protect it. You see him snatch that ball and put it away.
That's the key, John.
Great football player. His name will be in the Raptors someday.
White 80, white.
Jesse Holley, bottom of the screen at receiver for Dallas, and run up the middle with Murray, the rookie. Not going anywhere. Redskins defense following up. You mentioned Witt. Watch him catch this one. He catches everything. 365 catches, John, in the last 4 years leading up to this season. Most by a tight end in a 4-year stretch. And his yardage in that time, 4th with legends up there. Tony Gonzalez and Kellen Winslow. Todd Christensen, very productive in his role with the Raiders at that time in the 80s.
And all you young tight ends should just watch him practice and watch him go to work. This is a real pro. There's a real cowboy right there.
Yellow 80. Blue 80. Blue 80.
2nd and 10. Opening drive of the half. Murray cutting back to the right. A flag comes in as Murray shows some elusiveness to get down to the 41. This one coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Doug Free again, 2nd time.
The Cowboys, they made plenty of mistakes in the first half. Take a look at him. Doug Free at left tackle. Gets beat by Brian Arakpo. Knows his quarterback's going to get hit. Holding call. Center, Phil Costa, going in the red zone. Snaps it on the wrong count. 5-yard penalty. Ogletree, another young Cowboy, doesn't protect it. Redskins recover. And then Tony Romo got hit by London Fletcher. You can tell he's fighting through it physically. Somebody's going to make a play. Oh,
well, then there's another one. Romo was not ready for it, or it came back to him too quick, and they still completed to gain a couple of yards. Lost out of bounds by Robinson. Going to be ruled a catch and a completion of 2 on what could have been a loss of 20 plus.
What a play, Mike. Absolutely incredible play. You'll see the snap is early from Costa. It goes, I mean, Tony's not even looking. The ball goes right by him. You talk about awareness. Tony Romo picks the ball up, doesn't throw it out of bounds.
How about the
gets
throw?
a completion on it. A spectacular play. Tony not real happy what's going on right now.
Costa's 2nd year. One of 3 rookie or 2nd-year players on the line. They empty it out on 3rd and 18.
Full blitz.
Clear is Arakpo off the edge. Romo put it up. It's picked off. Intercepted by Kevin Barnes. His 2nd interception on the season. Romo thought the guy was going to go all the way down the field for him. Clearly the communication has been a problem. A series of mistakes here by the Cowboys in the first 2.5 quarters. Romo intercepted. So the mistakes continue. Game tied at 9 here in the 3rd quarter. A Kevin Barnes interception was the 2nd of his career, 1st of this season. Tony Romo playing through pain, not getting a lot of help from his teammates here tonight. First Redskin drive of the 2nd half. Tim Hightower gains 2 yards. What happened on the play, John?
Oh, it's an all-out blitz, and Romo knows, hey, they're coming. I have to throw the ball quickly. And my friend Ogletree has to cross face immediately. And Ogletree takes way too long. Romo knows he's got to throw the ball up to Ogletree. Ogletree fools his quarterback. That is a terrible pattern against a full blitz. You have to cross face right now, and it's the 2nd bad snap in this series by Phil Costa. I'd consider putting Kowalski in at center if we can't get that corrected quick.
Kevin Kowalski's a rookie backup. Grossman throws, crossing his Santana Moss. Moss picking up the block from Gaffney, and Moss takes it to the 40-yard line. So Santana brings up 34.
For each team, it's been body punches, short passing game. The team that's going to manufacture explosive plays is going to win this football game. Grossman off the play action. You'll see Hightower in the backfield. The play action fake, but here comes the pressure. Excellent job by Hightower. That's a veteran player right there. Sensabaugh knocked down. Grossman firm and solid in the pocket. Delivers a strike to Santana Moss. With the blitz, get the ball out of your hand. Well executed.
From the 38, Grossman, pocket collapsing, Cooley wide open. Chris Cooley first down, Washington moving the ball, gets to the 26-yard line.
You know, Tim Hightower came over here as a specialist in picking up the blitzes. Thing I love about Tim Hightower is not only does he know who to block and how to block, he can't wait to block on game day. And you don't bomb somebody like that on a blitz pickup unless you're really eager to do it on game day. That was impressive against Sensabaugh.
There goes Hightower left. Sean Lee chasing, comes around, gets him. Gain of only a yard. Sean Lee is taking Keith Brookings' job. Second-round pick back in 2010. Tore his ACL in college. But boy, is he playing well.
Sean Lee has been outstanding. You'll see the run-through on the stretch play. You diagnose and fire. Watch Sean Lee. He has the speed to catch that play from behind. For a linebacker, it always starts with diagnosing the play first, then react with what your eyes see. Beautiful job by Sean Lee. He is becoming the new tackling machine.
Second and 9, Hightower to the right. And we'll get inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Brady James and Abram Elam on the stop.
I like this Redskin offensive line. They used to have the Hogs. I don't know what you call these guys, the hunting dogs. They're a little lighter. They're more athletic than they've been. Everybody fits this scheme. They come off, it's like elephants on a parade. They get on their man. They work as hard on the backside as they do their play side. And third and short. They love these tight slot formations to try to get a pick. Look for Moss and Gaffney at the top of the screen to work some kind of combination.
Cooley and Hightower to either side of Grossman, who throws over the middle. Hightower hangs on. First down, Washington at the 13-yard line.
Boy, Tim Hightower's earning his scholarship. Take it, Ron.
Yeah, John, you talked about his blocking ability. Loves to block. We know he can run. But here's where he really helps you on third down as a pass receiver. Grossman knows he's got the single. He's got Hightower matched against the linebacker. Hightower does a terrific job settling in that hole before Lee can come and knock the ball loose. Beautiful route by Tim Hightower, and holding on the ball is critical.
Can Washington get in the end zone? They've been bad in the red zone tonight. Hightower, nice cut, shifty move, gets to the 6-yard line before Sean Lee makes the tackle. We talked about footballs in the blood with Rob Ryan, son of Buddy, twin brother of Rex, the Jets head coach, and Kyle Shanahan, son of Mike Shanahan, the head coach for Washington. They're matching wits and calling plays head-to-head here in this crucial part of the game.
Well, Rob Ryan went up against Mike Shanahan for years when Shanahan was with the Denver Broncos. But right here, second down and 4. 3 tight ends on the field and 1 back for the Redskins.
Hightower runs to the left. Hightower to the goal line. And no signal yet. They say just shy now. Spencer pulls him down right before. Let's look at it. Down the goal line. The shoulder comes down just before the ball reaches out. It'll be first and goal.
I like how the Redskins are taking it to the Dallas Cowboys physically with this outside stretch running game. That time they blasted off the left side. Trent Williams doing an excellent job at left tackle with Lichtensteiger.
The 12-year veteran Mike Sellers in there to lead the way for Hightower. Grossman, Hightower in the flat, touchdown, Washington Redskins.
Same play they scored against Arizona on last week. Hard play to defend on first and goal inside the 1. You're in an all-out run stoppage mode. They slipped the fullback right in the flat.
This is like stealing right here. You're going to see the play action fake, and Hightower just drifts out in the flat. The defense sells out. If you got the courage to call that play, it's an easy touchdown.
That's a creative play. I've never seen the tailback.
Yeah, the tailback squeezing the flat. You never saw a play? That's a first.
Put that in.
Be glad to run it in drills with you next week. Yeah. Graham Gano bangs through the extra point. Tim Hightower grew up near Washington, D.C. Said he knows this rivalry means a lot to the people back in his area. Well, he saw it start with an interception. Scores the touchdown. Redskins lead. Tonight's aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. Halfway between Dallas and Fort Worth, in a building where you can put the Statue of Liberty down there at midfield and fit under the roof of Cowboys Stadium in Arlington. 16-9 after Tim Hightower's first regular season touchdown reception of his career. Well, indecision by Dwayne Harris, and the fans are getting on Niles Paul, but they should get on their own guy, Dwayne Harris. Not smart to mess around there. Touchback, Romo and the Cowboys will take over at the 20-yard line. Where do they turn for big plays? By his wide receiver, Kevin Ogletree. The first down is Felix Jones on the run. Hey, there's a run of more than 10 yards to the Cowboys. Oh, stop the presses, Dallas. 29 yards. Their longest run of the year by 21.
Well, that's what they need Felix Jones to do. Get this crowd in the game. You're going to see this play wind back to the weak side, and Felix Jones does a nice job following his fullback's block and breaking a tackle, and he shows you he still has that Arkansas Razorback burst. Felix Jones just got this crowd back in the game.
It's been a long time coming. Jones to the left, lost the football, but I think fell back on it. There's a scramble for it with Golston and Jones down there at the 50-yard line. It clearly was coming out of Jones' hands, but he's able to get back on it, and that doesn't make that slightly separated right shoulder feel any better.
You'll see it here, and he does have that harness that he's wearing. This ball is clearly out. Golston on top of it, but pushes it right back into the belly of Jones. Felix, wrap it up when you're in traffic.
Brian Arakpo came out on that last play. Looking at him on the Washington sideline. Difference maker on defense. Jones out of the game after his injury. 2nd and 8. Romo. Witten. First down to the 26. Gain of 23.
Well, Jason Witten, he'll take that coverage all day. Ryan Kerrigan is going to be paid to rush the passer. I don't think they want to see their rookie out of Purdue covering Jason Witten. Does a nice job trying to get a jab. This is just a great throw by Romo. You got to give Kerrigan credit. He did a nice job staying in coverage. Just a matter of time before Jason Witten and Tony Romo hook up and break your heart, but they're asking a lot of Kerrigan in that situation.
And Romo did a nice job in the pocket, buying a little time and finding Witten.
Dallas trying to respond to the Washington touchdown. An open downfield. Gets it down to Choice. Tashard gets about 4 yards. See Rob Jackson, 50 there. He's in the game because Arakpo's hurt. First round pick out of 09. 3rd year out of Texas. Star in this team. He's the one who made the hit on Felix Jones that caused that fumble that Jones was lucky to get away from Golston. And they're continuing to work on Arakpo's legs down there on the sideline. Second and 6. London Fletcher comes right through to erase Tashard Choice. 3rd down coming up.
Tony Romo really frustrated with that call right there. They jumped into 3 tight ends, ran the power play off tackle. They just don't look like they have a lot of confidence at all in their wide receiving core. They're playing a lot of 3 tight end sets with just 1 wide out on the field. You can see why after Ogletree made that terrible mistake in the last series, Jaws.
You still got to take advantage, John. You get that isolation route, that one-on-one. You still have to trust your receiver can win.
Arakpo cramping off to the locker room. 3rd and 7. Bailey picked up one of the 8 tonight on 3rd down. There's Ogletree. He couldn't hang on. Out of bounds with O.J. Atagwe, the safety, making the big hit to prevent a score.
Well, Tony Romo read that coverage, got rid of the ball quickly, and clearly this has to be a catch that Ogletree must come up with. Right on his belly, but give Atagwe a lot of credit. He knocked that ball away at the last second. Right there, squeeze it, wrap it up. Atagwe knocks it out.
What a great addition he has been to this Washington team.
A lot of good additions.
Bailey from 41. He's made one of these already tonight. So 2 41s, a 27 and a 32. And it's a 4-point Redskin lead with 19 left in the 3rd. To play their home opener here in 2011, the Dallas Cowboys. Trying to avoid losing their opener in Cowboy Stadium for the 3rd straight year. All 3 years the building has been up. Down 4 with 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Bailey's kick returned by Brandon Banks in the 1. 149-pound fearless returner, and he brings it out to the 15-yard line. That's right. He's better be 49 pounds. He needs to be on our tour. We can get him over 150. Promise. Unique features in this stadium. There's artwork, commissioned original pieces of artwork, including Starfield. Teresita Fernandez is the artist here, hanging all over Cowboys Stadium. Jerry Jones' 3 children so much a part of the team. Jerry Jr. and Stephen there. Daughter Charlotte has really done a great job with so many of the amenities around this building as well. Redskins drive starts from the 20. Grossman just gets rid of it. Nothing open. And their second possession of the 3rd quarter. And Ron, you've liked what Rex has done when Dallas has brought pressure.
Yeah, I've been watching Grossman and telling what he's doing against the blitz pressure. We all know Rob Ryan likes to get after the quarterback. He likes to rent space in a quarterback's mind, force mistakes. Well, against those pressures tonight, those blitzes after Rex Grossman, he's 9 of 10 for 109 yards. So he's been very effective at reading his coverage in the Dallas Cowboys, especially when they bring pressure.
Hasn't rented much space, has he?
Play action, letting go for Santana Moss. Cutting underneath is Jenkins, who almost had the interception. Mike Jenkins, who was injured in the first half with his shoulder. With a flag down. No flag down. Just Ed Hockley telling us that the quarter's over. The deep shot for Santana Moss at the end of the 3rd. Jenkins almost had the pick. And off we go to the 4th quarter with a 4-point Washington Redskin lead. Fourth quarter, Redskins trying to stay undefeated. Leading 16-12 over Dallas with John Gruden, Ron Jaworski, Ed Werder on the sideline, Mike Tirico here in Arlington. Quarter starts with 3rd and 10 for Grossman and the Redskins. Pressure picked up, Grossman's pass, Newman dives, incomplete. They rule it incomplete, ball hit the ground as Terrence Newman, in his first game of the year, almost came away with the pick, but it is a 3-and-out.
It's a great drive by Newman. See if he gets both feet in.
Definitely in.
Feet are in.
They ruled that it was incomplete. That the ball hit the ground there, and you see the bobble there.
You know, when you watch Rex Grossman, this is one of the throws that caused problems for him. That far sideline throw where you got to really stick that throw and zip it. His ball kind of hangs.
Savraka with a high kick. It'll be fair caught at the 38-yard line by Dwayne Harris, the rookie. Well, Dallas's defense getting off the field. You know, the Cowboys have been on Monday Night Football so often. How about this? We were looking during the timeout. Our great crew got a shot of this. Rob Ryan on his IHOP menu, his play calling sheet. Look at that. He's got Dandy Don and the Giffer and Cosell on there in the yellow vintage ABC Monday Night Football jersey jackets. Now, how cool is that?
Shows you what
cool.
he thinks of us. Not much. We got a long way to go, guys.
That's good. Well, in 30 years, you'll be on somebody's play calling sheet, huh?
Rob is a historian.
That cool? That's neat. There's down Dallas, coming off one of their better drives of the night, even though it ended in a field goal. Romo stepping up. Looks sharper in this quarter, guys. To Witten. Stiff arm Landry. Took the shot from D'Angelo Hall.
Oh, Romo's, he's feeling it right now.
Well, they brought both outside linebackers, and Tony Romo takes another hit right on the ribs, but makes an excellent throw to Witten. Doesn't matter who covers Witten.
He beats linebackers, safeties, corners. Kerrigan drops out. He can't handle him. This guy, I'll tell you, if I'm Tony Romo, I'm just coming out the huddle looking for 82.
It was an 18-yard catch. Hall's hit was legal. Witten still had a foot inbounds. Rocky McIntosh was the one who hit Romo really hard. And Romo lets Felix Jones do the work. Jones turns the corner inside the 20 with a penalty marker down during the run. Hold the phone. This one's coming back.
Holding offense number 80. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Well, that's going to really make Jason Garrett mad. Martellus Bennett, he's been an underachiever here in Dallas. Hasn't been the pass receiver they thought, nor the blocker. They're going to get him for a hold right here, but it's a well-blocked wind back play again. Fiametta throws a great block, but they're going to get Bennett for a hold. That didn't look like much to me.
He grabbed the jersey, John. Once you got that cloth in your hand pulling him, they're going to call it.
Not a lot of urgency there on that particular play by Bennett.
It is a penalty from the spot of the foul, so that's why you get the rare 1st and 14. Again, the snap comes before Romo thinks, and the pass is incomplete.
Wow. All kinds of battery problems here. The center and Romo, and Tony's letting them know it.
Phil Costa's second year out of Maryland. Remember, they had Andre Girardi here, who's had 5 Pro Bowl appearances, but they cut him after a couple of weeks of camp.
I've never seen this. This 3 times in one game. Happened at the end of the Jets game. It's hard enough to play quarterback with broken ribs when you don't know when the ball's going to be fired back at you. You know, being in a shotgun, you have to read the defense and take your eyes off the snap. You have to be exact in those mechanics.
Having an officials conversation here, if there was any intentional grounding, I believe is the reason they're talking. There is none there, so it'll be second down.
There was clearly a receiver in the area, Mike. Clearly.
Ogletree is running down the sideline. They're well out of the frame, but DeMarco Murray comes back to a receiver spot. Romo's pass deflected and nearly intercepted. So Barry Cofield, who they got from the Giants, playing up there on the defensive front, made the play. Bringing Ed Werder on the field. I see Brian Arakpo back out there.
Yeah, Mike, the trainers were tending to him down on the ground on the sideline for a time. They couldn't work his cramps out. He put his arms around 2 trainers, went into the locker room, got some IV fluids, rehydrated, back in the game. So if the Cowboys wanted to score without the Redskins' best pass rusher getting in the way, they missed their chance.
Thank you, Ed. 2 for 9 on 3rd down, Dallas tonight.
Yeah, and Jim Haslett's starting to dial up the pressure now. He's been bringing the heat lately.
Across the middle, it's caught. Well shy of the first down is Ogletree, and they're not in field goal range either unless they're going to take a 58-yard shot. Romo's looking over to Jason Garrett at the 41-yard line, down by 4. And it looks like on 4th and about 6, they're going to go for it.
Well, my feeling is your defense has been playing pretty good. I'd put him in a hole here, but Jason Garrett, very confident his offense can convert this 4th down.
Just keep an eye on Jason Witten, number 82. Haven't seen much from young Des Bryant at the bottom of your screen.
Watch the play clock here, and Romo has to take timeout. Again, the young guys, Lauren Robinson and Ogletree's confusion on how to line up in that tight trips to the left.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Universal Pictures' Dreamhouse, starring Daniel Craig, Rachel Weisz, Naomi Watts. Friday, Denny's, America's Diner, is always open. The Droid Bionic, made from machines to rule all machines, only at Verizon. And ESPNShop.com, where you can get all of your official NFL sideline gear.
After thinking about it, Dallas decides to punt. Down 4. Matt McBriar kicks it. Fair caught at the 9-yard line by Brandon Banks. So Washington will take over there. Mike Shanahan trying to get to 3-0. He's trying to get the Redskins back to the playoffs. Long goal, Super Bowl championship. From a guy who won a championship already. Trying to do it with a second team's hard. These men who won the Super Bowl earlier in the Super Bowl era didn't do it as their next stop. On through a more modern generation. Ditka couldn't do it in New Orleans. Parcells got the Patriots there. Couldn't win. George Seifert, no in Carolina. And of more recent ilk, Jimmy Johnson couldn't. Mike Holmgren did get there with Seattle, but lost. And Vermeil, after winning in St. Louis, couldn't in KC. Over the years, guys trying to get a second ring with a different team. What a throw by Grossman. To the spot of the zone for Gaffney. First down at the 25-yard line.
Mike Shanahan's done a great job acquiring quality players and quality people. And he doesn't just keep the best 53 players. He's going to keep the right 53 players. Character guy, believes in character football players. And he's been an innovator of offense for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the first guy to do it.
Terrence Newman not on the field for Dallas. Run with Roy Halou to the left. He gains about 3 yards on first down. So Newman out, Alan Ball and Mike Jenkins on the corners now for the Cowboys, who continue to get a significant amount of injuries. And they play Detroit on the undefeated Lions in here on Sunday.
Mike, but I like what the Redskins are doing. There's no panic in their game. They're staying committed to the run, mixing a little play action, working the clock, milking this lead that they have right now. Their foundation is running the football. They will stay with it.
It's a 4-man rush. Grossman throws incomplete. It was Anthony Spencer coming off the line, hanging with Chris Cooley every step of the way, not letting him get a release.
And here comes the Cowboys. Look at these substitutions on third down. 6 new Cowboys come and 6 go. I'm getting the feeling that Jason Garrett and Rob Ryan are going to rely on their defense to make a play to win this game. Their offense clearly out of rhythm, out of sync. They need to collect a turnover here.
Grossman puts one up. Nobody there. Incomplete. And it's 4th down.
Grossman felt the pressure. He was looking for Gaffney on the under route. Not there. Throw the football away. Live to fight another day.
So the decisions you make. He was going to go for it on 4th down. Takes the timeout. Johnny got his defense to go 3 and out. And Jason Garrett's team should get the ball back with decent field position.
I like it. Dallas just needs to find a couple guys over there that can make a play, and they need to get the center snap figured out.
Savraka directionally kicking. Beautifully done. 54 yards, and what a good tackle as Dwayne Harris caught it on the spot play by Byron Westbrook. Whitten and the Cowboys. Can they help Tony Romo here in a very tough night playing through the pain? Down 4. Dallas will take over at its own 19. The punting's been very good tonight. And difficult to return, and deep kicks as well. Still a long field for the Cowboys. On first down, here comes Felix Jones to the left. Push the pile forward for 5 yards to the 24.
Mike, Tony Romo has been a warrior tonight. We know he came into this game, with the broken ribs, and he's been taking a lot of hits. He's been knocked down. He's been getting up. He's been battling, looking down the gun barrel, taking shots. We are now in the 4th quarter. Can he stand up to that beating? Can he make a play with the game on the line? I mean, he's been tough tonight, but now it's crunch time. Let's see what he's got.
Brian Arakpo cramping again, back out. Jones, good dance to the left. 35, Felix Jones in secondary. Tackled by Otagwe at the 35-yard line.
Redskins don't have any answer for this wind-back play. They had a penalty on it the last time. This is the third explosive play. Watch the fullback wind back and secure the edge. This is a very good play that the Cowboys have found, and the run fit by the Redskins is off. Nice open field cut by Felix Jones. And he's over 100 yards tonight with 2 big runs.
He's up to 109 with that 40-yard gain. Ties his career high. Set it against Tennessee a year ago. First down, Romo to the flat and off the hands of the fullback Fiametta as London Fletcher was out there covering. Romo all over these young players, trying to get them to step up and make big plays in big spots. The run game has come around. We said they had gone 10-plus quarters with a long run of 8 yards, but Jones has taken 3 long ones here in the second half. The rookie DeMarco Murray, the running back now. There's a Romo throw complete, and a move by Robinson. Laurent Robinson to the 10-yard line. First down, gain of 25.
Well, this is really trust by Tony Romo. I think he's worked with Laurent Robinson like one day this week, and that was Saturday out in practice. And to trust this receiver to make this throw, you'll see Romo believes, and he throws a rope right here. We talked about how he's going to react in this fourth quarter. He drove that football into Robinson. Good velocity, good spin, and an accurate throw.
Robinson, a veteran who's been with Atlanta and St. Louis in his first 4 years in the league.
Play pass right here.
It's first and goal. And a run. Jones slips through the hole into the 4.
Boy, they do a nice job with that draw play. Drops back to pass. It looks exactly like Tony's going to throw it. He flashes the ball, hands it to Felix, and it's just a well-blocked play. Watch Tony Romo look down the field like it's a pass. He gets the linebackers to retreat. That's good execution by the Cowboys up front.
Yeah, we've been on Costa most of the night. He made a nice block there.
Second and goal, Romo to throw. Look out from behind, hit, ball out. Falling on by Dallas. Romo taking a shot in a lot of pain as Rob Jackson, the replacement for Brian Arakpo, knocked it out.
Well, that's one of those plays, a quick play action fake. It wasn't open. He tried to get the ball out in the flat. You'll see the play action coming right at you. You got to get rid of the football right there. Doug Free gets beat quick, but Tony's got to know that clock in the head on this play action pass, they're going to be coming. It's not there, throw it away.
Knocked loose, holding defense number 20. 5-yard penalty, that's half the distance to the goal, and an automatic first down.
O.J. Otagwe called in the secondary, and the conversation with the officials was to determine if it happened before the ball came out. They say it did.
Well, that's why the play wasn't open. They brought Bennett in short motion, and Otagwe held.
So it'll be first and goal at the 2 for Dallas.
In penalties, that one doesn't get any bigger.
It's a sharp choice to back the run out of the shotgun. Play clock at 2. Romo, choice inside. That play is blown up by Stephen Bowen, the ex-Cowboy, signed by Washington in free agency last year.
Well, you would think at the 2-yard line you'd get into big personnel, your goal line, and slam it somewhere, but they go to a spread set. They run a tackle trap with Tyron Smith. Redskins were all over that.
Halfway through the quarter.
You have to think Jason Garrett's in 4-down territory here. He gets the ball into goal-to-goal tight situations. High point up top to Martellus Bennett.
6'6", that's where I'd be looking.
Romo back shoulder for Bennett, broken up. by Josh Wilson in the corner.
That's what Martellus Bennett is here for. Josh Wilson is 5'9". Martellus Bennett is 6'6". He played basketball at Texas A&M. Go run a high point fade against a 5'9" corner. Might need a better throw. You might want to credit Josh Wilson, but that's a matchup you have to win if you want to win the NFC East.
Well, if you want to win this game, you got to make that catch.
Romo telling everybody where to go. These receivers just don't know this offense.
Nope. There's Bryant, Robinson, Ogletree. Trips to the right. Tashard Choice to the left, way out by the sideline. Romo's throw incomplete as he got knocked down. Yeah, and Tony is playing through the pain, the broken rib, the shot he took, and all that stuff. And he's getting very little cooperation from his receivers here tonight.
Yeah, and it was clear that he felt Kevin Ogletree was going to go in the flat. He threw the ball out in front of him, led him out there. Ogletree stopped on the route. You'll see the pressure coming from Kerrigan, but this was clearly a breakdown in communication between quarterback and wide receiver. And Tony goes down to the turf again.
So they had it 1st and goal at the 2 after the penalty on Otagwe. Have to settle for the field goal, a 23-yarder by Dan Bailey, who now has 5. It's a 1-point game. A couple of ticks under 7 left. Tony Romo and the Dallas offense been knocking on the door a whole bunch, but 5 field goals to show for it within 1, just inside of 7 minutes here. Remember, Miles Austin out tonight with a hamstring that he injured on the final play from scrimmage in regulation against San Francisco last week, and boy, his absence showing tonight. Brandon Banks with a kick return for Washington. They did a good job covering the speedy Banks. Danny McCray tackles him shy of the 20. So 6:53 to go. Washington leads by 1. The Cowboys have been at the 9, the 14, and the 2 and haven't scored touchdowns.
Well, they break the huddle here. Take a look at it yourself. These receivers don't know where to go. There's Romo telling 2 guys what to do on the right. Ogletree goes to the left. He's lined up on the wrong side, and then the ball's going to be snapped, and Ogletree stops running. Romo's expecting Ogletree to run into the flat, potentially give the Cowboys the lead. That's where Tony Romo is about to lose his mind. I never got mad on the sidelines or mad at receivers, but I might really be mad there in a most critical situation where you can't line up and you can't execute.
Romo's doing it all tonight. He really is. He's been a coach on the field and a lot of inexperienced players.
And see if Rex Grossman and the Washington offense can sustain a drive. Roy Halou, the running back, getting into the screen. Got a good peel back block. And Halou gets a first down across the 30. They'll rule him down at the 31.
That's a great call, backed up. You know the Cowboys are going to be geeked up trying to rush a passer. But take a look at this execution. Watch the block by left guard Lichtensteiger as he comes across the formation and he peels back on Kenyon Coleman. I love when you see those defensive linemen that read a screen and you find one of your guards that peels back right there. Excellent play by Lichtensteiger.
And the 31, Grossman to Chris Cooley left side. Gain of 4, and Trent Williams continues to do a good job one-on-one against DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah, and you got to love the play calling. Kyle Shanahan has still got the pedal to metal. He's not going to sit here with a 1-point lead in Dallas and, hope that, they maybe grind out a couple first downs. They're going to throw it. They're going to be aggressive, and so far, so good for his play calling. He knows the Cowboys are loading the box. You're going to get some opportunities.
Anthony Newman is out of the game. Now Alan Ball is playing at left corner. A lot of players coming and going on this Cowboy. Terrence Newman, I should say.
Second series, Newman's been out. Grossman, a third throw in traffic, and Moss took a shot and hangs on. There's going to be a flag on Alan Ball for the hit on Santana Moss.
There's going to be a penalty, but what about the throw? You're talking about threading the needle.
The pass was completed, and personal foul, unnecessary roughness defense number 20. A hit on a defenseless receiver. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to agree with that call. I mean,
You don't think so? I think so.
No, I think he led with the shoulder, Mike.
Well, no, he's defenseless because once you catch the ball, you've got to be given the opportunity to turn upfield. The way the rule was changed this year.
It's a three-step drop. It's a bang-bang play. How you shoulder give a guy time to do anything? I don't get that call. Let him play.
Boy, I've seen a lot worse than that going called.
From the 44, here's Halou to the right. Gain of a yard and a half.
Mike Shanahan showing a lot of confidence in his rookie running back, Roy Halou, out of Nebraska. And you can see the Redskins are in the 4-minute mode. They're in no hurry to snap this ball outside of 5 seconds on that play clock. Dallas has to be careful. They don't want to give up a field goal, any points whatsoever, the way they've struggled on offense.
Looks like they're bringing the pressure.
Ware got off the edge that time and got to Grossman. So Ware goes to the other side, gets Jamal Brown. Let's see if the ball is free. Grossman's trying to say he was down.
Well, I don't
now
know.
A conversation in Hockley and the other official.
I don't know how DeMarcus Ware wasn't offside. What a jump he gets on Jamal Brown. And he has no chance.
Here's Hockley.
The ruling on the field is that the player's knee was down before the ball came loose. There was no fumble. Third down.
DeMarcus Ware absolutely exploded
I might
off
challenge
the ball.
that. I'm challenging that if I'm the Dallas Cowboys. DeMarcus Ware, you're right.
Either anticipated the snap count or is incredibly explosive. Well, we know he is explosive. But you're right. You know, if that was last year, he'd be lined up on the right side. They move him around. Certainly helped him.
Interesting here. Jason Garrett talking with the official. Ed Hockley coming over. The replays have been shown clearly up top. He wants to make sure it's something. He certainly can challenge this. Very interesting for the delay as the officials had a second conversation on it. And now the clock has started. They had plenty of looks to decide if they wanted to challenge or not. Did not. 3rd and 17. They rushed 3 this time. Still Ware flushes Grossman. Ware wanted a foul for being tripped up. Pass to the sideline. Complete.
They missed the hold right there. Trent Williams is fighting his tail off. He dives out and tackles DeMarcus Ware. Watch DeMarcus Ware get after Grossman. That's tackling. I don't know how you have two people standing back there. You don't see that. I'm not even going to get started, Mike.
Here's the punt. It's been great inside the 20 for Sav Rocket tonight. Fair catch signal made at the 14-yard line by Dwayne Harris. So there was a sack there for Ware. The sack in the hurry that should have been a hold. With the sack, Ware now playing in his 99th game has 85 sacks. The only person in NFL history with more sacks in his first 100 games, Reggie White, who of course had his days with the Memphis Showboats in the USFL, a pro before coming to the NFL. He's got more sacks in his first 100 games than Bruce Smith. So a lot happened, a lot of questions, a lot of controversy on that drive. The bottom line is it's Dallas ball at their own 14, 2 timeouts, 3:44 to go. Brian Arakpo back in. Romo to Witten complete. Witten stays in bounds to get to the 20 and then steps out after Rocky McIntosh hit him. Interesting with the wide receivers struggling. The reliance on Jason Witten becomes so important. How often he's targeted Witten. The 11 come from behind drives that Romo's had to win games His first game and the last one he played last week, of course, in San Francisco.
But they're going to need a big play to win.
Middle shot. Ogletree redeems himself with a catch to the 41-yard line, a 20-yard gain.
Well, they've been running this route forever. Jason Witten clears it out to the inside. Robinson clears it out to the outside. And Ogletree redeems himself with a nice one-handed catch.
If that throw was out in front of Ogletree, he may have scored with that one, John. There was a lot of room over the top. You'll see this ball just a little bit behind him. There's no one in the middle of the field.
I expect Washington to be proactive here. Expect Jim Haslett to come after him. Here they come with an all-out blitz look.
Corners inside. You got to get the look they're coming.
Again, a snap problem. And Kerrigan almost got his hands on it. It's a loss of 11 yards. That is 4 bad snaps tonight for Phil Costa, the center.
Oh, it's an all-out blitz. Romo makes an audible, and I don't know what is going on here. It's an all-out blitz. Romo needs to max up the protection. He needs to communicate it. And I don't know if Costa's even looking through his legs to see what Tony's doing, if he's not hearing the audibles. I have never seen this at any level of football. I think that's the 3rd bad shotgun snap. 4th.
2nd and 21. We're down to 2:25 with only 2 timeouts left. Cowboys need a field goal to win it here. Incomplete for Robinson. Josh Wilson, who's been very active tonight, competes on that ball. 3rd down.
Jim Haslett is all out blitzing the Dallas Cowboys. He has no fear of these receivers. They're bringing everybody they have, and they're leaving one-on-one coverage, and they're saying, go ahead, throw it to Lauren Robinson, throw it to Ogletree. Our guys are better than yours.
Now with 2:20 left and 2 timeouts, if you do punt, you can get the ball back with the benefit of the 2-minute warning. But you're really taking a risk if you do that. So you could be thinking about 4-down territory here for Dallas.
All out again.
Everybody coming. Romo pointing, looking, throwing for Des Bryant. 1st down at the 40-yard line.
That is all Tony Romo.
Absolutely.
I just can't believe they brought 3 all-out pressures in a row.
Penalty on the far side of the field, guys. Away from this flag on the far side of the field. They needed 21. The play got 30. But what do the referee and the officials have here?
That was all Tony Romo. He knew the blitz was coming. He bought a little time, drifted back, and waited for Des Bryant to uncover. You'll see, he knows it's coming. Buying time.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 23. That 15-yard penalty is enforced from the end of the run. 1st down.
Tony Romo has done everything tonight. He's been the coach on the field, running around, taking hits, you name it, he's done it. He now has his Dallas Cowboys in a position to win the football game.
And that's where the face mask was called. So the Cowboys are in field goal range with 2:08 remaining. Now you turn to Washington with their 3 timeouts.
That's exactly right, Mike. The Redskins will do everything they can to preserve as much time as possible. Expect Dallas to run the football 3 consecutive plays.
You also have the 2-minute warning here to stop the clock. Tashard Choice is the back. Fiametta leading the way. Choice gains a yard. Washington takes the timeout. Did they get the timeout before the 2-minute warning? That's the key question. The clock in the stadium shows 2. I saw an official making the signal before 2 minutes hit on the clock. They're going to put a few seconds back on. So it's 2:03 on the clock. Washington timeout.
And you don't think Stephen Bowen wants to come back to Dallas and be his former teammates. That time, number 72, the right defensive end of the Washington Redskins, explodes across the formation and makes a play flat down the line of scrimmage. Watch Stephen Bowen come across the formation on this stretch play and just run it down. The ex-Dallas Cowboy has come in here, really solidified the right end position. I like that timeout usage by Mike Shanahan right before the 2-minute. That way this play won't cost you but a few seconds.
Dallas has won a game kicking just field goals on Monday night before. Remember, they had a 7 field goal game that won a game for them on a Monday night. They've had 2 7 field goal games in their history. Both Monday night games, Chris Boniol and Billy Cundiff. So they could be in a game with no touchdowns, a bunch of field goals, and a win again here tonight. 2nd and 9. They show the pass. They run it with Choice. He is stopped. And we're inside of 2 minutes. Clock killed at 1:58. What else is new? The Cowboys are in a game that's going right down to the wire.
What's up, Stuart Scott with you. Sports Center after the game, the GMC postgame report. Highlights and analysis of a game that was tied at halftime and tight throughout. Speaking of tied, Red Sox lose, Rays win, the AL wild card all tied up. Mike?
Stuart, thank you. Situation here. Redskins still have a couple of timeouts. We have 3rd down out of the timeout for Dallas at the 24-yard line, John.
I think you got to be real careful if you're Dallas. You've had a lot of bad snaps. You've had some bad things happen with your young receivers. I think he's going to run the ball, trust his kicker and his defense.
They will run. Choice coming back. Pushed back by Landry near the sideline. Goes out of bounds. Allows Washington to save their 2 timeouts. Only gains 2 yards. So Dallas has had a host of mental and physical mistakes in this game. Yet rookie Dan Bailey can kick a 6th field goal and give them the lead with 1:52 left.
Well, but they saved the precious timeout right there. You have to stay in bounds. Slide at the sideline. Get all you can. Keep that clock moving or force a timeout by the Washington Redskins.
There's some pressure for a rookie kicker.
For the lead. Wow. Dan Bailey, the rookie from Oklahoma State. 6th field goal of the night. And the Cowboys lead 18-16.
Mike, Tony Romo has done his job. What a memorable evening by Tony Romo. He's been getting hit all night. He's had bad snaps all night. He's got rookie wide receivers making mistakes. All kinds of errors in the offensive line. With a broken rib. 4th quarter, he takes his team down the field, converts a 3rd and 21 on an electrifying play, moving around, allowing Des Bryant to open up. Romo, wow, so far.
And that 3rd and 21, Jaws, the longest 3rd down conversion of Romo's career.
Yeah, you're going to see all night long. 4 snaps. The ball snapped before Tony's ready. This breaks down the timing of the offense. Yet he had the wherewithal to recover. All kinds of problems up front. He's a coach on the field. He's Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator, directing the traffic. Players in the huddle, lining up wrong. Kevin, get over on the other side. Hey, I got you in the flat. I'm going to get it. No, Kevin, in the flat. He breaks the route. All these things going wrong for Romo, for the Cowboys. Yet, with the game on the line, he marches his team down the field, and they get the go-ahead field goal.
Brandon Banks is a very good kick returner. This kick is going from the goal line. Banks trying to get to the outside. Good special teams coverage all night long. Flag down as Frank Walker pushed him out of bounds. And the flag might push Rex Grossman and company way back. Still a conversation with the officials. Going to pick it up.
There was no foul for holding on the play. 1st down.
Well, here's where the Dallas Cowboys get an opportunity to show all that stuff they've been talking about, Jaws. Rushing the passer, closing the game out, winning on defense. This was the most scored against defense in franchise history last year. What a turnaround it would be if they could close out with their defense.
2 timeouts. Need about 45 yards to get in Gano's range. Flag.
False start.
This crowd's having impact right now.
False start, offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, they showed a maximum overload blitz. You can't find DeMarcus Ware. He's clearly impacted the game in the last 2 series, but Ware's coming from the right side. Frank Walker's coming from the right side.
Redskins penalized 7 times in the first 11 quarters. 3 big penalties in this 4th quarter. Grossman starts with Hightower. What a hit in the open field. Allen Ball.
Great break on the ball. Zone coverage, pressure in Grossman's face. He has to unload it. That's how you play zone defense.
Santana Moss has been the Cowboy killer. If I'm Grossman, I'm looking his way.
Clock running, minute 18 left. Grossman again leaks it out with Hightower. This time Hightower high hurdling for the first down across the 30-yard line to the 32. 1:08 left. Clock turns.
Cowboys have had no answer for the screen game of the Washington Redskins. Cowboys got to line up quicker on defense.
55 seconds left. First down, Grossman. This one's caught. Gaffney seeking the sideline. Can't get there. Washington should take a timeout here. Yeah, they do. He wasted 3 seconds, too. 41 seconds.
Yeah, yardage is not important there. You've got to get out of bounds. You've got to stop the clock and save those timeouts.
So at the 41. So you're looking at about 26 more yards that they need to get the field goal attempt within the career long range of Gano. The Redskins trying to join the Bills, the Lions, and the Packers as undefeated teams at 3-0. The Giants, who we saw last Monday night, got the win at Philadelphia. They're 2-1. Cowboys trying to get there and join them.
Cowboys have their best nickel pass rushers out there. Ratliff, Ware, Spencer, Victor Butler, number 57. And there goes Ware moving around.
Getting a head start. Bringing the pressure as Grossman throws sideline, incomplete. Don't know if he was expecting Terrence Austin, the second-year receiver, to do anything else or just trying to dump it out of bounds.
Yeah, there was really nothing there. There was coverage underneath and over the top. It would have been a forced throw. Rex made the wise play. It was the only play. Throw it out of bounds.
91,000 roar in Arlington. Grossman chased from behind. He lost the football. Cowboys got it. Cowboys win.
Anthony Spencer just explodes. 6'3", 254 pounds, and he catches Rex Grossman from behind and tomahawks the ball out.
Well, this is the guy they really need to get more out of, and if they get it, they're going to be potentially real good up front. Rob Ryan really pleased with his defense. What a phenomenal job he's done turning this defense around. And I tell you what, I give that guy a gold medal right there. But Spencer just comes all the way around from the backside and chases Rex Grossman down and has the presence to go for the strip and end Washington's night. 4-man pass rush. That's what you do. You get your green team out there, your money team, and Spencer delivers for the Dallas Cowboys. This will be one of the great victories in Tony Romo's career as a quarterback. He did it with very little help tonight. He's got to really be proud of his Dallas Cowboy teammates. They have a long way to go, though. I think you guys would agree. Too many mistakes. They're fortunate to win tonight.
Yeah, well, his teammates ought to be proud of him because he did everything tonight to secure this victory for the Dallas Cowboys.
Shanahan doesn't use his last timeout. Another tight win for the Cowboys. Another game decided by 3 or less. 18-16. Dallas beats Washington. Just like the last 8 games, within 3. This one a 2-pointer. And what a gritty effort from Tony Romo through the pain of the fractured rib. Shanahan and Garrett. Heck of a matchup. Last 2 games, these guys have gone head-to-head after Jason took over the Dallas head coaching job. Tight games. Edwarder with Tony Romo.
Tony, you overcame a lot of unique challenges tonight. First, physically, how difficult was it to just play the game and get through the hits?
Well, it's a little hard just because you take some shots. I thought the shot would work, a little more when we did it earlier. I mean, it did some good, but it wears off a little bit. The guys battle hard, Just this is a great win for us. It was a hard game. They played great. The Redskins, give them credit. It's a hard game. I'm proud of our team.
How did you overcome all the bad snaps, all the wrong routes? You were doing a lot of coaching on the field.
Well, we had a million mistakes tonight. I mean, we got a lot of young guys, but, they're out there for a reason, so we depend on them. And we'll get it right. We're lucky to come out of here with a win with as many mistakes as we made, but with Costa, the center, he said they kept calling out the cadence, so we're going to get it fixed. We can't have that happen. Can't happen.
How personally satisfying is this win, given not only what you did to get back on the field, but what Des Bryant did and other players?
This isn't about one person or 2 people. This is a team effort. I'm not doing anything different than Jason Witt and Des Bryant, 15 other guys are doing out here. And this is football, It's football season. Usually we play football, so it's good.
Tony, congratulations.
Thanks,
back to you guys.
Thank you, Ed. Tony Romo told us on Saturday, there are 16 days you're truly needed for this job, and that's why you go through the pain, the broken rib, the injection, leads his team through mistakes. Let's not forget Dan Bailey, the rookie. He had 6 field goals. That's a rookie record tied in the NFL. Garo Yepremian for the Lions and Jeff Reed for Pittsburgh doing it. On a night when 9 field goals were kicked total, tying an NFL record. Dallas, 18. Washington, 16. They're both 2-1. With John Gritten, Ron Jaworski, Ed Werder, our great Monday night team. Mike Tirico, good night from Arlington. SportsCenter has continuing coverage.